What's up guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to model these parametric windows. So you can change only the height and width but also their angle of inclination. So without further ado, let's get started. So you have to go to the new family, scroll all the way down and choose the window template. That's what you're going to work with. So as usual, I have to first change the units into millimeters. That's what works better for me. Then you can see the template has already some parameters: the height, the width, and the default ceiling height. So the thing here, as you can see, there is already an opening that they use as an opening cut, but I have to delete this one and we will add ours later, but we will keep the parameters as they are. So the next thing here, I have to add the other reference planes, like the offsets, the right, left, and the top offsets. Okay, then I have to add parameters. Okay, by using this linear dimensioning tool. Okay, and then after I have to name these reference planes and then name the dimension parameters after the reference plane. So the one is the right offset, and of course this the parameter also will have the right offset name. So what I will do is to just copy the name and paste it as the new parameter by clicking the dimension, then associate parameter, add the name, change from type to instance. Okay, then hit finish or hit OK. Okay, so I will do the same for the other reference planes. Okay, that's it. So the next thing I want to do, I want to add the other reference planes and attach the wall there so that I'll be able to lock it. So I have to align this with the wall. Okay. Then add another reference plane. Let me call it the interior reference plane, then lock it. Then interior offset, the one which will be hosting our frame for the window. So there's no need of having this as a parameter, but instead I would like to lock it at 60 millimeters. So the next thing is to create the extrusion, the void extrusion. Okay, so I first choose the reference plane, and the interior reference plane will do, since this opening will be extruded from the interior part to the outside. So let me use the rectangle and just draw the extrusion, lock it to all these reference planes. Okay, cool. And then hit finish. Then you have to lock it to both interior plane and exterior. Okay, but I have to move it inside because I don't want this to go all the way to the exterior, but instead to fit with the other interior offset. Okay, then I have to cut the geometry for the void to cut through the wall. Okay, Okay, so the next thing is to create the void blend. The void blend, what we'll do is to add that inclination or the angle effect that we saw on the window. So in this case, I have to edit the top and the bottom. So let me first edit the base. Okay, the base of the blend. I will use the rectangle as well. Then again, I have to edit. Okay, I have to redo it because I didn't. Okay, then edit the top. Again, you have to change the reference plane then to the exterior. Okay, then we draw the bigger rectangle, then lock it. Okay, then our second end you have to put it into 0, then hit finish, go back to 3D, then you have to use the cut geometry to cut through this void. Cut through the wall. Okay, then but you have a bit of a mistake here, because this void, or this void blend, is extending all the way to the interior, but that's not what we want. We want it to incline from the interior offset reference plane. So I have to just move it. Okay, then lock it. Oops, the constraints are not satisfied. So what I have to do, I have to change the work plane. That's where the mistake is, I guess. Okay, so I have to edit work plane, then choose the top. Okay, now change from, okay, then this interior part is the one with the problem, so you have to change from interior ref plane to interior offset. Okay, now let's check again. In the ref level, you can see that now we are good to go. This is what we have so far. Okay, now we can rotate it and check. Okay, now the next thing you have to do, you have to flex the family and check if the parameters are responding accordingly. So by that I mean the left offset has to change, okay, by its values, and then the right offset the same, and the same for the top offset. Okay, as you can see, I can change these offsets to any dimension that I want, and it will change correctly. Okay, then I can still change the height of the whole window, and the window will change effectively. Okay, so the next thing is that I can even change the thickness of the wall. Okay, as you can see, the window will still go with the wall. So far the parameters are okay, they're good to work with. Okay, then let me bring back the wall. Okay, then okay, this is what we have so far. Then the next thing is to add the frames. I think I have to add the frame and the glass. Okay, then I add the glass, then offset. Okay, first I lock it with these reference planes, then offset it about 50 millimeters, then hit space to flip it inside. Okay, then hit finish. But before finishing, we have to add this thickness and lock it so that the thickness will remain to standard. The thickness of them we won't be able to change since they are locked and they are not parameters. Okay, that's it. The next thing is to hit finish. Okay, after finishing, let's check into the left level, then move our frame and lock it with this interior offset. Then check again, then extrude the glass. You have to add the glass. Then let's first choose the work plane. Okay, go with the interior one, then I extrude the glass. Okay, lock it to the 4 reference planes, then hit finish, but we will save it later. Then you have to change this extrusion end to 40 millimeters, but 40 is still too big. Let me do 4 millimeters as the thickness of the glass coil. Now this is what we have from the 3D view. Okay, good. Then as you can see, this is our window. The next thing is to add the materials. For me, I will add the parameters instead of choosing the materials, so that I will be able to change the materials to any material that I want without coming back to the edit family. So in any project I will be able to change the materials. Okay, let me call this one the frame. The frame, add it as an instance, then okay. So I think what we're going to do next is to save this project. But before, let me add the materials. Okay, I will choose the glass material, the clear one. Okay, hit finish and apply. Okay, I will also choose the aluminum material for the window frame as the metallic frame. Okay, let me choose the first one, upload it, then apply, hit OK. You can change the view settings to the realistic so that you can see the change, but since you are not rendering, you can't find some reflections and other stuffs. But the next thing is to add or to load this family into the project. Okay, here we are in the project. These are the windows. Okay, then we can change different dimensions of the same family, but each family will behave differently according to like the changes that we made. So let's check it out. Let's try this one and change the left offset. Okay, let's change first of all the units, because I don't want to add the centimeters, where for me I use millimeters. So let's change from 100 mils to, let's say, 300. Apply. You can see that the left offset is changing, but for only this selected window. It's not to all windows. So you can make them regular, irregular, as in you can change your windows anyhow, as you can see. So thank you for following up. Consider subscribing and sharing. Thank you.